What would you do with $1,000,000? I have been asked this question and I've asked this question more times than I can count. But it's always intrigued me and it's one of those questions that will start a great conversation with most people and you can learn a lot about the person by asking it. Every so often, actually I want some coffee. And every so often my dad would ask me and my sisters this question and we would all give different answers. Whether it was to save it all or spend $100,000 on some fun stuff and invest the rest of it or just simply give it to charity. It's just one of those questions that really gets you thinking about what it is you want in life. We're always saying, oh, if I had blank amount of money, I would do such and such, or I can't do this because I don't have enough money. So it's always interesting to ask, what if you did? Do you know what you do? Take a second, I'll be right back. I mean, how much money even is that? $1,000,000? Like actually, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. You're not filthy rich. You're rich-ish. But I mean, you're not driving Bugattis set for life, living in mansions, you know? $1,000,000 can be gone like that if you're not careful. I want to take a look at what I would do with $1,000,000 based on my age, skill set, risk tolerance, upcoming expenses, and most importantly, what I really want out of life. I'm looking at me specifically because honestly, there isn't really one thing that you should do with $1,000,000. Maybe your goal is simply to live a comfortable life without the stresses that come from money, either the lack or surplus of it. Or maybe you're a really motivated person with high ambitions to create a lot of wealth. So let's start with me. What would I do if I had $1,000,000? Let's look at the metrics. 22 years old. Why does that matter? Because if I was 60, I'd be handling my $1,000,000 much differently. I'm in a growth stage in life. There's 3 stages in life when it comes to finances: accumulation, preservation, and distribution. And I am very much in the accumulation stage. Skills? No, but for real, it is important to look at yourself and look at the skills that you've acquired throughout your life. What can you do? I can't code. I'm not studying law or a doctor. I'm studying finance and entrepreneurship, and my skill sets are very much related in that specific field. This will inform what kind of decision you make regarding that $1,000,000. Risk tolerant? Yeah, I would say more than most. But truthfully, I think I just look at risk differently. Everything is a risk. Yes, starting your own business is a risk, investing in real estate is a risk, but staying in the same job for your whole life is also a risk. You risk capping your potential, you risk not liking what you're doing, you risk becoming resentful, and at the end of the day, you can still be fired. So yes, maybe I am more tolerant to higher risk, but I don't think people realize just how much they're risking themselves. What are my upcoming expenses? Well, I don't know, just, you know, marriage. And I'm not even just talking about the wedding. I mean, if I want a house, there's down payment, there's furniture, and then if we start planning for a family, there's schooling, and then, well, the kids gotta eat, so food. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself, thank God. Regardless, those are some expenses to consider, and as far as what I want out of life, I don't want to be poor, but I also don't want to just live comfortably. I want to find meaning in the work that I do, and I want to work hard at it, and I want to create a life filled with responsibility that I can be proud of. So, what would I do with $1,000,000? Let's go. We're gonna do 100K in cash. Seriously? That's it? Yeah, that's it. That along with my income is gonna be more than enough to cover whatever expenses come my way or emergencies. And yes, I said along with my income because of course I'll still be working. No retiring young after getting $1,000,000 from me. Because you know what's better than $1,000,000?
$1 billion.
Oh God, I love that movie. Another 100K in a high dividend, low volatility ETF in which the dividends can be reinvested and just keep growing steadily. After 20 years at an average of 8% return, that's around 466K. So that's slow growth, but it's a bit of a safer investment, and if nothing else, that would cover kids' colleges and some other minor expenses. So why not put more into that account? Because by putting so much money in an account like that, I'm kind of taking away money that I could use to invest in higher returning assets or something that will relate more to my skill set. So I feel like in my situation, 100K is pretty responsible. That leaves me with another 800K. Another $200,000 sitting in a cash account or something else liquid that's just waiting for me to find another venture or another opportunity. Opportunities are everywhere, and if one comes along, whether it's mine or another entrepreneur's, I want to be able to throw some money at it. 600,000 left. Now, look at the channel's name. Go ahead, look at it. And while you're at it, please subscribe. You see what it says? It asks, got property? I like that question, and I look at it every day, and so far, the answer's been no. So I would invest the last 600K and buy some land and build on it. At the end of the day, there's nothing like real estate. Appreciating asset, passive income, tax benefits, and the ability to use leverage. There's just nothing else like it. And this goes back to the skill sets that you have. I grew up with real estate. My dad is a builder and developer. I've been a real estate agent for 4 years. I love real estate. So that's something that I would feel comfortable investing most of my money in. So the last 600,000 would be used to buy some land and build some houses. At this point in my life, I would sell the houses that I built for a nice profit and just do the cycle over and over again. Maybe later in another 20 years, if I was in my preservation stage, I would keep some of those houses for rental income. But right now, I feel like that would just slow my growth. So I try to sell those houses to keep buying land and building more. Here's the thing about this hypothetical scenario. I don't look at it as something completely life-changing, life-altering. I mean, $1,000,000 is gonna come either now or in a few years, but it's coming, and this would just help me speed it up. Is that a bold statement? Yes, but you gotta have your goals, you gotta speak them out, and then you gotta go chase them. Also, I don't like the mentality that all of your expenses have to be paid with this $1,000,000. That just teaches you to plan for spending whenever you receive a large sum of wealth instead of planning on purchasing some assets. Don't plan on using this hypothetical $1,000,000 on just paying off all your expenses. That assumes that you're not gonna be productive for the rest of your life. You will be. You will continue to be productive. You will continue to make lots of money throughout the rest of your life. And assuming you won't is one quick way to make sure that you don't. That's the reason why some spoiled kids of rich parents just never do anything great with the money that they've received. I don't want that. This hypothetical $1,000,000 wouldn't just allow me to be less productive and chill, but rather give me the opportunity to be even more productive. So that's me. Tell me in the comments what you would do with $1,000,000. Bye.